It's coverage you can count on.
Breezy and warm conditions in the afternoon. High temperatures will climb near 80 degrees in many spots. As we go throughout tonight, look for increasing clouds once again across the area. A sprinkle is possible, but I think most of us will stay dry. Overnight lows will drop into the mid-50s. And then as we go into your Wednesday, look for increasing clouds, so mostly cloudy skies. Still comfortable with the temperatures with highs in the 70s. That's your latest forecast in the Local 3 Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Cedric Haynes.
American Air HVAC. We customize your comfort and you control the temperature. AmericanAirHVAC.com. All right, welcome back in here to the Mix Afternoon Drive, driven by Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland, live on MixTV.tv. As we welcome you in to the afternoon show here today, we've got a very special guest in the studio to talk something about the time of the month that it is and how timely this interview is going to be. Actually, Chris Young is here with us with Health Markets Insurance. Medicare has open enrollment, and it's time to talk about it. So the man to tell us what we need to know is here. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Like we were talking earlier, I'm probably ready for a nap, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good.
Well, welcome into the afternoon. You're usually a morning show guest.
I'm usually here in the morning having to talk with Steve, and well, having to talk to Steve and getting to talk with Bridget. There's a distinction there, right?
Yeah, sometimes Bridget's just kind of here, and Steve won't let her get a word edgewise. And then he just kind of beats up on her some. But anyway, that's a lot of the morning show, and that's a lot of fun. But Chris, I know something that's a very serious topic, no joke, is Medicare, open enrollment. Lots of people really get confused this time of the year, don't they?
Yeah, so there's a lot of mailers that go out. There's a lot of TV commercials, radio commercials that go out right now this time of year. And they offer a whole slew of items that are, could be very beneficial, especially in today's economy. Like a lot of the things that are offered could very much be very enticing. They don't have time in 30 seconds to 60 seconds to talk about medical formula or prescription formularies or doctors' networks or anything like that. So a lot of times it's easy to get attracted to the bells and whistles and not the actual meat and potatoes.
Right.
I like food, so.
Yeah. Hey, I like how you're putting that out there. Again, Chris Young with Health Markets Insurance is here with us this afternoon. It is a very important time now. Open enrollment, when is that officially started? Has it already started?
So officially it starts October 15th, so this coming Sunday. Right now we're actually in what's called the education period. We can actually look at plans for next year.
Gotcha.
The actual enrollment starts on Sunday. So, and that goes through December 7th for Medicare. So it's very much, we can take a look at all the different options, make changes as necessary, stuff like that.
You know, the thing that amazes me sometimes, and we're in advertisement. I mean, that's how we get paid, is through advertisement. But of course, we like local. That's what we love about our radio station and MixTV.tv is all the local people we get to talk to. But I don't understand in my world why someone would trust someone they've never met, that's calling an 800 number that you're probably never going to see or be able to talk to even a second time about something that's so important. I mean, I know you're going to probably touch on that, but
I mean, so it's easy to. I can't speak to every individual situation, but it's easy when you're talking to someone, especially like I said earlier. You hear the bells and whistles. They promise, the moon and then don't deliver because it's not. Like you were saying, it's not in person. It's not, you don't know where their office is, I have clients who have literally just stopped in just to be like, just want to make sure you're still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah, we're here.
And then they come back, during enrollment season. I've got clients that I've had for, going on 10 years now who they will literally just call, just be like, just wanted to check to see if you're still doing this. And I'm like, this is the same cell phone I've had since college.
Right.
So I don't really want to get rid of it if I don't have to, and I don't want to have to get rid of it. So,
that's it.
It's, I try to keep myself easy to find. I even lived in, just thinking about it, I lived in Florida for a while with the same number. So, like me and my assistant Angela want to be a valuable resource and help people out because it is confusing. Both her parents are on Medicare, and before she came to work with me at Health Markets, they were completely lost. They didn't know what was going on.
Sure.
Her mom got lucky and got on a plan that was where she needed to be. Her dad, not so much. So we very much wanted, she definitely knows how that can affect you and affect your overall way of life, just getting on the wrong plan. It seems so simple, but, it's really can, change what medications you can take, which doctors you can go to, how much it costs. Some plans, it might cost some money to get this medication, where this plan, it might not. There's a lot of nuances to each plan.
A lot of moving parts, it sounds like. And really, this is when you want someone like Health Markets Insurance to be able to stand alongside you and say, hey, look, have you thought about this? Have you even looked ahead about this? And so that's when it's good to have someone like Chris Young on your team and on your side. Now, I'm not at the age yet where I'm doing Medicare, but I got, like you said, I've got family that has. And we always, it's one of those things, and you probably find this out too, it can be a little touchy for some older people that's been very independent when you bring up, if you're a younger family member, say, hey, look, maybe it's time we get someone else to kind of look at this with us or for you. And so I would think that you need to have that conversation up front if you are someone that your parents or someone else, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whatever, is getting to that age or at that age for that Medicare review. Since open enrollment is going on, that you need to do that. And you'd want someone that you can trust, and I would want someone, as I said a while ago, that I could walk in their office and see them face to face. So now is the time to start having those little conversations with those family members, right?
That's exactly right. And, one of the neat things about how flexible I try to make things, I do like the in-person face-to-face, but there's a time and a place for doing it over the phone or doing it via email or doing it via Zoom, just the different ways you can do it. So we've got the flexibility to do it all those different ways.
Sure.
I go against my generation, and I just like things face-to-face. I always encourage new clients to come in to the office just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Everybody understands what's going on. You've been through the process. I've got a process, usually takes about 5-10 minutes to just kind of go through, gives me a chance to really get to know someone's situation before I just dive right in and, say, here's a plan for you.
Right.
A lot of times, I find individuals walk in, they say, I want this plan. We get done, and I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Let
me show you why. Yeah.
And I will say there have been times where someone says, I want this plan, and we end up going, I went in like, you know what? You want that plan.
Yep.
So it's not a one size fits all. It's not a one carrier is better than another carrier. It's very much let me take a look at your situation and see what we need to do.
Let's talk about this for a second, and this may be something that hinders some people from wanting to do an office type situation, cost and things like that. I mean, let's talk about that and how this all transpires.
So there is absolutely no cost to meet with me.
That's what I wanted to get out there.
Yeah. So, I look at it as, if I'm going to help you, the carriers are going to pay me no matter what I do.
Right.
Okay. So there's no reason for me to charge someone. If my goal is to help somebody out, why would I charge them for it if I'm already getting paid over here?
Yes.
For one thing. Second off, it's already confusing enough without having to put in how much money do I owe you just to sit down? I have some individuals will sit down, we'll go through the whole process, and they'll be like, how much do I owe you? I'm like, I didn't ask for any money up front.
Right.
So why would you? No. Now, I do have some clients, and I'm not saying you have to, but I have some clients who own farms who like to walk in and hand me freshly cut beef that they had. That is never turned down.
Well, that's a little different. They're showing appreciation.
They're showing appreciation, but there's no charge for my services. You can send me 20 emails, 1 email, 15 calls. I don't care. There's no additional charges for anything that we do.
Yeah, I wanted to get that out there because sometimes you just kind of need to debunk some of the things that people tell you, because if you don't know, a lot of people think, well, there has to be a cost that I'm going to have to pay if I'm going to do this, but they don't understand how it works. You're going to get paid through the other source that you're getting set up there. Again, Chris Young joins us, Health Markets Insurance. Medicare open enrollment gets really officially underway on Sunday.
The 15th.
This is kind of the informational period. That's why Chris is here. But it's time to get busy. What are some other, pay for the information was one of those things that we've already debunked. What else, pro or con, that you think people kind of get hung up on as they come in and talk to you over the years?
So a lot of times, some people walk in specifically wanting like a Medicare, what's called a Medicare supplement versus a Medicare Advantage plan.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of rules and regulations that have gone into effect over the past few years that have made Advantage plans more suitable for a lot of individuals. And people don't know that. And I am a big believer in, I don't want not spending more money for benefits you don't need.
Right.
You know, I have some clients who will, I mean, again, they come in, they want a Medicare supplement. It's going to cost, at the end of the day, it costs like $150, $200 a month on top of your Part B premium to do that route, because you're not only getting the supplement, you got to get a drug plan, and you got to get your own dental vision sort of thing. And if that's the situation you need to be, I have a few clients, they've got so many medical conditions that it's like, you're going to do this.
Right.
And because the other way is going to be terrible. However, if you go with the Advantage route, you know, most people, that tends to be a strong fit. But I don't ever want to say someone walks in and I'm going to say I'm going to go one way or the other. Again, my process, I go through, I ask a bunch of questions, and they're going to tell me through those questions really which way we want to go. You know, and I'll put them side by side. I'll say, here's how we go if we go an Advantage plan route, and here's how we go if it's a Medicare supplement route. At the end of the day, I'm not going to force you to go either way. I'm just going to say, based on the information you gave me, these are your two strongest options. Which way, let's talk about this. Which way do you want to go?
Yeah, again, Chris Young joins us, Health Markets Insurance. The way I look at it, most of the time we all get those annoying phone calls where somebody's trying to sell us an extra warranty on a car that they don't even know that we own or don't own anymore. All these type things. If you wouldn't buy something like that when somebody's just cold calling you, or you see an 800 number on the television that you want you to call now, it's a special offer if you call now. They'll send you a T-shirt or something along with it. If you're not going to do any of those things, then make sure you don't do this with something as important as your health insurance. So make sure you talk to someone local, someone that if there is an issue, you can walk back in there and say, hey, Chris, maybe we need to discuss this more. Maybe we need to be better prepared for next year. I mean, I know that the enrollment period is only for a period of time, and once you're in, you're in. Yeah, that's why it's so important for you to get the right thing.
And I will say, as a very general, like 95%, that is a fairly accurate statement. Once you're in, you're in. Depending on what's available in the area, there may be some flexibility, and I'm going to stress that word, maybe.
Maybe.
Like this past year, we had 3 carriers that had what are called 5-star plans, so for Medicare, so we could actually enroll people into those plans all year long.
Okay.
We may not have that option next year.
Sure.
Because those star ratings get updated every year. But especially since I've got multiple carriers, if one of those carriers still has it, then I've got that option all year long.
All right.
Then there's a lot of different options that a lot of people just aren't aware of. But I will say, yes, let's just assume, as a general rule, once you're in, unless your insurance agent knows of some other way to get you taken care of down the road.
But you need to know what you're doing, I guess, is the best way to say it, because it's not something that that you can just go in and randomly just continuously do different things with. But Chris, I think we maybe hopefully spark some interest, get some people thinking about this. Maybe if you are the person that has those people that's coming up on that age and you feel, you know what, I'm in the dark, I know nothing about this, and I don't think they do either, because they're just dipped their toe in the water this year or maybe next year or whenever it's coming around for them to be a part of this. Always remember, Chris Young, Health Markets Insurance. He will navigate, walk you through everything you need to know. Make it simple. Don't stress. Don't put this in someone else's hands that you can't have that conversation with. And Chris, like you mentioned, you can do this over the phone. You can do it emails. You can come in. Whatever you want to do that makes that person happy, you're going to be able to oblige that.
Yeah, I'm definitely pride myself on being as flexible as possible when it comes to all.
Well, can you show us a little flexibility now?
You don't want to see.
Okay, that's
you don't want to see
a different kind of flex. Okay,
different kind of flexibility. No.
Well, Chris, give us some contact information and how people can get out and be able to reach out and touch you.
So there's 2 big ways. The main way is my cell phone, so 423-3 423-313-7987. You can actually call or text that number because it's my cell phone. So, or you can email me at my first initial C, last name Young, Y-O-U-N-G, at healthmarkets, and that is plural.com.
That's plural, yep.
So 423-313-7987 or cyoung at healthmarkets.com.
All right, Chris, anything else before we go? I know we kind of rode the roller coaster a little bit. Anything that we didn't discuss that you would like to get out there?
No, I just wish we had more digs at Steve.
More digs at Steve. Well, we'll work on that one for the next one.
Yeah.
Next interview, we'll start off with the digs. Then we'll get into conversation.
That sounds good.
All right. Chris Young, Health Markets Insurance. Reach out to him. Open enrollment begins on Sunday, but now you can start talking. Even today, you can already start having those conversations about what's going to be happening when that open enrollment physically starts on Sunday. All right. Thanks, Chris. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you.
We're going to get to the music right now. Mix 104.1 WCLE, little Katy Perry.